Alright guys, more insane news breaking right now. Gotta say, sometimes Saturdays can be a bit slow. Guess not today though. Very briefly, I've got to get everyone on the same page, so please bear with me if you've been keeping up with the news. I do think you'll want to hear this update though, and I'll also put a timestamp so you can skip the recap if you'd like. 4 days ago, I reported on news regarding criticism about the manga I Think I Turned My Friend into a Girl, where a publication called Ethylene and others voiced displeasure at the localization allegedly changing a femboy character to a trans character, and also therefore erasing the gay relationship. A few days later, a different localizer defended the job, all the while the situation blew up more, and an increasing amount of anime fans began to also criticize the localization job. Now, here's the breaking news. 7Seas, the English publisher for this manga, makes the official statement reading, "To those reaching out about I Think I Turned My Childhood Friend into a Girl," guess I forgot the childhood part, my bad, "we've heard your feedback and are looking into addressing the delicate language in this story. We thank you for your passion and your patience." So it seems the complaints from fans are actually being heard. Of course, what actually happens from here is a different story. I think you will also want to see some of the responses. We'll take a look at that next. And if you're enjoying this segment, please consider liking the video and or subscribing to this channel, as I cover news like this every single day. I now once again present to you Dimitri Monroe, who says, "This is the 4th time in recent memory alone this company has sneakily attempted to censor/change material just to backtrack when you're caught. If you want people to trust you, you need to make serious changes, both to this series and your quality control going forward," accumulating over 1,200 likes in comparison to 7Seas' 663. Critical W would also bring up what 7Seas apparently did to Mushoku Tensei. And in another comment, Dimitri also linking this article from Bounding Into Comics. With the headline, "7Seas admits to heavy-handed censorship of Classroom of the Elite and Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation," where in Classroom of the Elite, they report that 7Seas apparently removed nearly 2 paragraphs worth of text where this character talked about her experience being bullied. And if you'd like to pause the video and take a look for yourself, there is the text right there. I'm going to scroll a little bit more, and then we'll move on to the second example. The second example is a bit too graphic for me to describe on YouTube per their guidelines, so I will paraphrase it. In Mushoku Tensei, apparently 7Seas heavily altered a scene where one character gets physical with a sleeping girl, which 7Seas replaced instead with him pulling her shirt over her stomach to stop her from catching a cold. This is nearly a complete 180 from the original context of what actually happened in that scene. I would also like to show you this tweet from Alex that reads, "The only reason 7Seas had to change the translation was because people contacted the Japanese publisher for the wrong translation and reported it. If this happens again for any manga or light novel, please contact the Japanese publisher." And I do think there is merit to that. Oftentimes, these Japanese studios and these mangakas, these authors, don't even know that their intellectual property is being abused, and in my humble opinion at least, I think they have a right to know. And in response to Ichi Jinsha's tweets, you can see people even saying things like this: "Please address this. What the localizer did was completely inappropriate, and if what another localizer said is true, it was intentional from the start." Once again, talking about the recent "I Think I Turned My Childhood Friend into a Girl" situation. Someone else even saying that they're not even going to read the manga anymore due to the localizer's actions. That's just one example, and I've seen many people saying such things. So yes, these Japanese companies and these individuals are absolutely losing goodwill over this stuff. And even actual sales. Needless to say, none of this is good for business. Although apparently if you're a localization company, chances are you might not even care if the Japanese company you're working with gets screwed over on some level due to your disregard for the original intellectual property. However, you, the fans, have the power to make a change in this industry. And despite 7Seas apparently having similar issues in the past and making similar apologies, it is clear that together the voice of the fans are becoming stronger and Japanese companies are becoming more aware of what's going on, as we saw evidence of near the end of this segment. Furthermore, I have additional evidence of Japanese entities recently hearing the complaints of anime fans more and more regarding inaccurate and arguably abusive localizations. And I'll be covering that in its own segment tomorrow most likely, as once again I don't want to bury the lead at the end of this video, as I think it does warrant its own segment with the amount of context I will have to provide. So as always, thank you for tuning in. Let me know what you think about all this stuff in the comments, and a round of applause to you all. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you there and tomorrow for the next one. It's going to be a busy Sunday, man. We still got a lot of news to cover. I look forward to catching you then.